bully my friend and I while playing Minecraft. I hope it was worth my revenge. This is an in-game revenge. I saw a similar story here before, but I am not sure if this is frowned upon or against any rules. On to the story. TLDR at end. A few years ago, a friend and I decided to find a Minecraft MC server to play on together. After searching for a while and joining/leaving a handful of inadequate servers, we eventually landed on a nice one with a fairly large and active community. The server had a reset a couple weeks before we joined, so most of the server was undeveloped. As usual, we joined the game and chose a direction from the spawn to walk in order to find a suitable place to settle and set up our base. After about 20 minutes, we find a good location near enough to the rail system, but far enough away from most other players. All except Noob 1 and Noob 2. N1 and N2 were definitely younger than me. I was probably older than the general demographic of 25, while they were probably closer to 15. N1 and N2 weren't the best builders. They were the types of players who spent most of their time begging the admin for mod privileges. However, they both had the best armor in the game, full diamond, along with diamond swords, and plenty of ender pearls, bow/arrows, etc. They were loaded. They must have spent a ton of time mining before I arrived, because they spent all of their time harassing me any time I would join the server to play. They were usually logged in as it was the summer and they had nothing better to do. I would be out planning out my base build and they would run up, full armor with a diamond sword and kill me instantly. I was always unarmed and had an inventory filled with building blocks that I meticulously collected. Fortunately, this server allowed players to protect a small portion of the land based on how long they had played the game. I was able to protect a small cube of space from N1 and N2 so I could store my items. For those of you who never played Minecraft, you drop all of your inventory when you die. Over the next week, my friend and I spent time slowly building up the base one small section at a time. If N1 or N2 saw me, they would run over and kill me, so a lot of building was done from inside, removing dirt and replacing it with stone. Now, I am a perfectionist when it comes to MC builds, so I was making sure to use the perfect materials and build the fortress exactly how I wanted. N1 and N2 slowed me down heavily, but eventually I had a towering fortress overlooking their tiny dirt hut. The whole thing was protected. They couldn't break any block or open any chest, however they could still kill me if they got inside. Which happened on a few occasions. They would kill me, take all my stuff, then make fun of me after running home. I had enough. I put the finishing touches on my fortress and closed off the top. I found out at this point that they were getting inside by throwing ender pearls through my windows. Ender pearls allow you to teleport to wherever they land. Now that they could no longer get inside, they would stand at the front gate and beg to be let in. I let them in once voluntarily and I was swiftly murdered. I decided it was time to switch from build mode to revenge mode. Under the front gate, I spent hours building a dropout flooring directly in front. I wired it to a lever inside that, when pulled, would drop out the floor. This would make whoever was unlucky enough to be standing on it fall about 30 blocks. Not enough to kill someone, but enough to significantly weaken them. At the point I wired up arrows and a lava dispenser to attack the victim upon impact. I made sure all of my work was inconspicuous and hidden and I waited for N1 and N2 to come to my front door to harass me. Finally that time came, and I didn't have to wait too long. N1 stood on the trap floor, unaware of the fate that awaits him. N2 was circling the fortress looking for another entrance. All the while insults were hurled back and forth. I egged them on, dared them to try to come in. Now that I knew I was ready, I felt like Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. Finally N1 and N2 grouped up at the front door. I approached and looked at them through a small hole in the door. They gathered at the hole to look at me. We exchanged glances. I pulled the lever. Both N1 and N2 fall into the pit. I pull the second lever, triggering the arrows and lava. N1 dies. N2 logs out. Due to my preparedness, I thought ahead to put a hopper, item collector, under the killing floor to pick up any dropped items to prevent the lava from burning it up. I ran down and collected my new diamond armor set and stacks of meat and ender pearls. N1 rages about his lost gear. He falls into the trap a few more times, losing even his basic gear in the process. He begged for me to return it. After about 30 minutes, he told me to deactivate the trap so N2 could log in, then safely warp to his base, using a command that the server had installed. I agreed. However, I never deactivated the trap. Cue diabolical music as I collected my winnings. TLDR, newbie kids mess with me on a Minecraft server while I try to play, so I killed them and took all of their items. Now to the comments. I don't play Minecraft. Never have. But I still enjoyed reading this revenge. Well written. I understood what was going on even though it was foreign to me. Also, great revenge. Got my vote. MC is really good if you want to just chill. If you find a mature server with good people, you can easily turn on some music/a podcast and build something great. What noobs? Every Minecraft player in a major server knows you lock your ultimate equipment in a hidden contraption in your house, and rig everything with explosives, and ensure all your best stuff is in your hidden room, and make sure you have a nice TNT pit, and how to build a TNT cannon and... OP replied, exactly. Or put all of your good stuff in the ender chest at spawn. This way, whenever you build another ender chest, you can access your good stuff anywhere at any time. Nice one. I did something similar on a modded server once with a floor trap, but we had teleporters so I put those in the bottom instead. It was one way and locked them up in one of several cells in a max second jail I built on the bottom floor of the base's underground. Y equals 10 or so. Players kept breaking into a factory I built and stealing the raw materials and equipment. I wish I could have seen the look on those players' faces when I went and visited them in the jail cell afterwards. Some of the more satisfying ones ended with /kill or other suicide. Players who didn't usually either starved or had tools on them to successfully break through the ultra-thick walls of the cell and into the jail corridors, where they were promptly killed by various security systems. Special build craft pipes collected dropped items into a chest in a secure room for me. Writing this makes me wish that server was still around. I run my own now. But I only have 2 other players and as such never bothered to rebuild it. OP replied, some of my fondest gaming memories were in Minecraft. Ditto. Still play on occasion. But I run my own and while public I only have 2 people who ever play. Theme of the map is basically if it's worth doing, it's worth overcomplicating. I love building elaborate machinery on there. Good revenge. It was meticulous, calculated and devastating to the recipient. Not sure it fits the ideology but you get my upvote. Thanks for taking the time to explain the MC terms and items. It helps for us old farts who aren't familiar with the game. OP replied, you should give the game a try sometime. Having read this, I am way more interested than I was. That's how it's done. It's a shame you didn't record this. Would have been amazing to watch. Well done. Holy shit, this was brutal. Hands down best revenge I have read. 1k hours on Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege in 1 year, and I am not addicted at all. Only 1k in 1 year. Haha. Enchanted diamond gear by chance? OP replied, oh, you know it. Nice. Shame about the teleport commands though, otherwise you could have trapped them in a pit made of protected blocks forever. This makes me wanna play Minecraft, haven't played since 1.5.2 which is a long ass time. Yeah. I quit right around 1.8, I think. I know one of the updates after I'd quit added polar bears. There are polar bears now? /r/gamers revenge would enjoy this story, although it's a mostly dead sub. Good job, OP. Those 2 little shitheads needed to learn their lessons.